Hi, everybody. Deirdre Virvo here. Thanks so much for joining us today. Sorry it's a little bit late. We have such an exciting person on today. Let's talk seniors memory care issues, Parkinson, Alzheimer's, and dementia. I just discovered this company called Discover.Live, and it's fantastic. If you have a senior, we're going to bring Jay on in a minute, but you have a senior who love to travel, and now they're in well, it could be just at home because they're in COVID, or they're in assisted living or nursing home, and they're feeling very disconnected from the things they love. Jay is going to tell you how to bring them back to that connection. This is unbelievable, great for anybody with any cognitive issues, memory issues, and for just all regular seniors, and just for non-seniors. You're going to love it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Jay from Discover Live. He is going to tell you all about this fabulous new venture he has. I love it. Jay, why don't you tell me your own words, a little bit about yourself and about your cool travel venture.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Sure. Jay from Discover Live. So Discover Live first. We basically hire tour guides from around the world, and we use Zoom or Google Meet to basically deliver the real-time travel experience to people. Once you connect, you're literally standing right next to another tour guide, and then for the next 60 minutes or an hour, the tour guide is yours. We have our tours, already programmed in terms of, where we would like to show you, but it's so customizable. So I would never, if you want to see something that right next to you in a little restaurant, you say, hey, can I pop in just to see what's on the menu? Yeah, feel free, you can do that. So it's very customizable. It's very personable.
So basically, it's a virtual tour of anywhere you want to go. So let's say you have a senior and they want to see their hometown and they haven't been to Indiana. They moved to New York and they haven't been to Indiana forever, and they're missing their hometown, and you think this could help jar their memory because they're really living the past, or just, are thinking of, their sweetheart from there. You can hire somebody boots on the ground in Indiana that is going to tour everything they want, including could be where they lived, their old school, their friend's house, their mother's house, their favorite ice cream parlor, things like that. And it's interactive like we're talking now. You can talk to them and tell them, hey, no, go down that street, tap on that guy's shoulder, ask him if he remembers me. Right?
Yeah, pretty much like that. I mean, really, if the house is owned by the relatives and friends, it's obviously it's an easier thing to do. But if the house is now belongs to somebody else, obviously we need to get the house owner's permission to do that as well. But we have done a few of this similar type of thing already, and most of the time people just say, yeah, I would love to. If this is somebody used to live here from a long time ago, that person literally just wants to relive the memory. And pretty much everybody that we talk to, they're very happy. They're more than happy to do that.
So how did you come up with this whole virtual tour idea and marketing to seniors? It's brilliant. I'm just all over it. So tell us how you came up with it.
I used to travel quite a bit, all over the world for work, and just a lot of times that when you travel so much, you feel like you don't really feel travel as a thing, right? I mean, it's just like you basically pick up your luggage and go somewhere. And a lot of times when I'm waiting in the airport, I just notice a lot of the older adults, especially the ones they have issues or difficulties of moving. It's so hard for them to do it. Not only the wheelchair and everything, and also a lot of times people have to bring their medication. And a lot of the very fun places that I've ever been to, they're not wheelchair accessible. I mean, just to give an example, on the Great Wall, the best part of the Great Wall, you literally have to climb up. You cannot really, there's no way you can get there unless you hire a private helicopter. Probably can get you there, but that's out of reach for a lot of people. So, and both of my grandparents, they like to travel, but ever since they started to moving into the assisted living facilities, I just get a feel that they feel the best part of the life is over, because all of a sudden they cannot do a lot of things that they used to do. They're passionate to do it anymore. So that kind of like helped me to do a little concept of the Discover.Live. And once we get the concept, we start to talk to a lot of different people, and including a lot of the assisted living facilities or nursing homes, just to test out the idea. And we have received the overwhelmingly good feedback of the concept. So start from there, we start our business.
I love it. On his bucket list was to go to Machu Picchu. Am I saying that right, in Peru?
Yep.
But, he really couldn't walk. He couldn't walk at all. Like, thank God they'd been there already, but he couldn't walk. He kept saying, I'm going to go to Machu Picchu this year, this year, this year, this year, this year, this year, this year. My mother would say, he really couldn't do it. So this was a conversation like the last few years of his life, but I haven't gone there yet. And we were like, well, maybe we could take him by a hand. Like, there's no way, because he couldn't walk. So my kids actually made a brochure and photoshopped him in there. But oh my, thrilled if we just had a tour guide and he could have done this virtually. It would have been the best gift to give him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I felt like he was there.
We actually have, just most recently, we have a couple. They actually had their, I think, 40-year anniversary trip planned to Portugal. And because of the coronavirus, and they cannot really go there anymore. But they still want to do something separate, because this one is a place that they have been talking for a long time. They want to go, and they planned ahead for that, including the little bars where they wanted to stop, but they cannot do that. So they reach out to us, and at the place where we're gonna give the tour, we literally asked them, hey, just tell us which places you want to come by. We'll just take you there. So some of the bars are on this gentleman's own. We walked in, and we were actually talking to the bartenders for a little bit before we continue the tour. So absolutely, because travel is all about discovery, right? You can take the head capture, but you miss that pieces of excitement of discovering that place.
Yeah, and if you want to go to a bar and your tour guide's there, they're like in your place, you like ask the bartender if they have Guinness, right? Whatever it is. It'd be so much fun. I love this idea. I love this idea. It's a great concept, and you're using it in senior centers, right, to help promote memory issue and to entertain, and such a great concept. Yeah. I love it. Shall we do a sample?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I think that's probably just to give people, the audience, a glimpse of what the typical tour looks like.
Do you want to set it up, Jay, and tell us what we're going to be looking at?
Okay, so just if you have if you get access to our website, there is a Sample Ireland button on top. Just click on that. It's just like I think 2 minutes video showing what this tour looks like.
And did somebody actually say I want to go to Ireland? So
yeah, we actually record. This is actually from a Zoom recording. This tour, we just use the bits and pieces of that to make this quick video, because a lot of people ask us, can you tell us in 2 minutes what do you guys do? So that's what that is. So
we're gonna sample the experience right here live.
Here we go.
So Discover.Live helps older adults stay connected to the world. You offer real-time virtual travel and entertainment activities via video streaming.
I mean, in Ireland right now, we are just about topping up the 68, so that's not too bad for average.
What is the value of the money there?
And we use notes then, so this would be €10. No, sorry, €10. Then we have 20s, 50s, so 20s. I had the same question last night, so I came in quick today. I came with the money. €20, so it's roughly $20. I believe in check on an actual converter, but I don't think there is much between the euro and the dollar. I order a lot of things from the States, and usually it's not a huge difference. €50, yeah, that's one of the biggest. And then there's a green one, which I don't have. Sorry guys, I don't have the $100 to show you. Is anyone hungry? These are fresh scones for €1.30 in Ireland. In fact, you know what, guys? Let's make it fun. Let's go inside and order.
What is that behind you, Greg?
Behind me? Yes. So you tell us just how the brown bread is made. Brown bread.
That's unleavened bread.
And milk and egg. And guess what?
That's delicious.
We love it. No, delicious. Who wants to try it? Go on.
You want to play the music for us again? Irish music?
Absolutely.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we actually in that tour we actually spent almost like 15 minutes talking to the store owner about the recipe of making the bread.
But we heard in there the people that the video's still on. Sorry, the website was still going. But we heard in there, I suppose, people talking, ask the store owner for brown bread, how's it made? Like, so you're actually connected with the tour guide.
Right. So basically, we basically the interactivity part is a very big part of our experience. Unlike just if you're just watching a YouTube video, we want you to actually feel that you're there talking to the people local, so that at the right minute what's happening in another part of the world and how do you connect to that.
This is like the coolest thing ever. What trip do people usually want? Is there any one that is requested more than others, or is it very individualized?
It's funny because I think it depends on the two types of people, I would say, especially from the older adult situation, from that generation, from that population. Some people, they just want to go to places they haven't been to, right? Because of that, a lot of the most popular travel destinations are important. For example, Paris is a very, very strong demand. London is another strong demand. But if somebody just wanted to, and a lot of the people, they also just want to revisit places where they had good memories at.
Sure.
So in those cases, Hawaii is actually pretty big. People just want to say, because that's where they spend their honeymoon at, right? We also have Central Park, especially a lot of our customers. They used to live in the East Coast region, and then they moved to like Florida, somewhere warm, and they just want to say, I want to see the orange leaves. I want to see the leaves turning orange in the fall. Can you take me there? I really miss it. So and then in wintertime, the ice rink is huge because not only a lot of the old movies are shot there, but also they spend a lot of time, with their own kids when they're younger playing there. They just want to see it because they don't get to see them anymore.
That is so much fun.
Yeah.
That's so much fun. So you offer this groups, and are there certain time restrictions because of the different time zones in the world? You just have to coordinate properly.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, because it's a live tour, so depending on the time zone, our tour guides will be only available for a certain amount of time if we're living in the East Coast. So for example, like most of our tours, European, they are happening in the morning time. I think the latest tour that we have is at 1:00 Eastern time. But then, the tours in Hawaii, obviously we can go way later. So some people, they just after their dinner, they want to go to Hawaii and they want to experience it. Some of our Asian tours are pretty much in our evening time or early morning. And then South American, like Mexico, Peru, you mentioned about this earlier, Colombia, those tours are happening pretty much at the same time as what we're doing here, what we have here. So it depends. It's a good question.
It's so much fun. So you find tour guides all over the world that are fun and lively and will interact, and I'm sure it's even more fun for them.
Yeah, a lot of the tour guides, so there are usually a series of process we have to go through before we actually feel comfortable putting them in front of our customers. Very first, they have to be qualified. We want to make sure They have been living in that local area for at least 6 years. And they have been a professional tour guide for at least 6 years. And also, we want to make sure that they speak well English, because a lot of people, if you don't understand them, you cannot understand them, people don't get to enjoy the tour. And another element of our business specifically is we want to make sure they have very good internet connection. And also we want to make sure that the tour guide has good personality. They know how to engage people, or they have a desire and they're okay for us to teach them how to engage with people. A lot of times, as you know, the engagement part of it is really, it's boring, right? Especially when you are trying to give a tour course across the spring, you don't get to see the other side. So how do you engage people still across the screen? That's something that we do a lot of training. We spend a lot of effort in improving and training our tour guides in order to deliver that experience, those experiences.
Amazing. So Jay, what is your most like touching story that people have requested?
Yeah, no, that's Jesus. There's so many, especially working with adults. When we first, I would say like about 1 year ago, about 2 years, almost 2 years now, when we first started this concept, and we're doing a lot of tasks. The task that we did was in the Disney World, in the main street. And that little street, normal people just basically walk by probably 20 minutes, walk right across it. And it took us almost 2 hours to walk that short street. Why? It's not because people wanted to check out the little stores, right next to the streets. It's all those little benches that people sit down, and the ice cream carts. People just want to say, can you stop buying there? Because 40 years ago, my son, basically my family sitting there to have the hot dog, and I can even send you the picture. I really wanted to see it, or they stop by a mailbox and they say, this is where my daughter, sent her first postcard out from this mailbox right here. Can you just walk around here just to show me? I want to see this. Because a lot of times the mailbox is a little thing. Even if you search for the YouTube, there's no way you can search for like a mailbox in Disney World,
so cool.
right?
No.
So that's something. It was yeah, that was pretty moving, because a very emotional experience that we got right in front of our eyes. Because a lot of people, when those good memories, especially long memories, start to bring back, those people, they got emotional. They got emotional. We got emotional. Even as of right now, I'm trying to think I always wanted to cry. Just all these things start to come back to my mind right now. And most recently, we had a Father's Day, right? So we know this Father's Day in particular is so different, and it's so special because of the COVID-19. A lot of the seniors are living alone, and their kids are scattered all over the country, working, or they live in different places. So one thing that we did was reunite the family, and one person called us, got to know about us, and called us and saying, when I was little, my dad always bring our family to travel. Every year in the summertime, we're looking forward to it. That's part of the memory. My parents, now they moved to Florida. They're not with them. On the Father's Day, they miss them so much. They cannot even just go into their house and buy a lunch, or just bring them out and to have a dinner together, right? So this sounds basically saying that, now it's our turn. We want to bring our dad out to travel, but I don't want to do it by myself. I want to bring the whole family. So he basically, booked a tour with us, and had his dad to join the tour, had his brothers and sisters in different parts of the country all joined the tour. Standing right next to our tour guide, had this one of the best tours ever. And
so people physically went to your tour?
No, they were not. They didn't go. All virtual. Sharing the same experience together. They laughed together. They're making jokes together with the tour guides. They learned, the local language together with the tour guide. They learned how to sing the song together with the tour guide. So it's just like if it's a family vacation, right? And then at the end of the tour, we stopped at a souvenir shop, and then we had the dad to actually pick the little souvenir. It's just like a little souvenir that he likes, and the son basically bought it for everybody, and then we shipped it back. So so for a lot of people, we wanted to, after the tour, this son sent us an email saying that, I cannot thank you so much enough, because my dad right now, that little souvenir that he's having, that's the only thing that he holds on to. It's just something that all of a sudden you reconnected everybody to the world again, because while still in light of this, right in the middle of this isolation, right? So there are a lot of stories, I can tell you, but those are the two, like, just immediate, like, just coming to my mind. It's good that we're doing what we're doing. Like, that's, at the end of the day, that's everything that we care about. We want to make sure that people can really live the full lives, not because of the aging that they think, the part is gone. No, it's not. That's not the case. It's wrong.
Yeah, listen, we're all missing travel right now. I live in Connecticut. I'm just missing New York City. Like, everybody's missing, just what they love and are used to, and, missing out on experiences. So it must be really hard when you're a senior. This is what it'd be like for good, that you're just like the way we find they feel this way for years, right? Because they can't walk or hear or, so.
Yeah, at this moment it's especially hard, and some of our experiences, based on the family request or the facilities request, we also delivered a local themed food for the senior population as well, so that they can have the tour first. A lot of times they look at the food in the in the little store or little restaurants, and then after the tour they get to enjoy it. So that's kind of like, an extended experience that people really love.
So logistics, let's talk some logistics of Discover.Live.
Sure.
So logistically, how far in advance do people have to book? What kind of questions are you going to be asking them? Like, what should they be thinking about with their family members, like, to ask them? And what are the costs?
Sure. How far along they need to book? Usually we ask people to book 2 weeks ahead of when they want to have a tour, just because usually 2 weeks, within the immediate 2 weeks, our calendar usually is pretty full. And then from the things, the logistics and from the tools and technology standpoint, it's really making sure their older parents for themselves, if they want to do this, they have access to fast internet. A lot of times if people stay in the house, if they have Wi-Fi, it's not an issue, but they need to have a computer that is capable of running Zoom or Google Meet without glitch. So basically, the computer cannot be too old in order to enjoy the full experience. And I think for some of the people, if they have issues of hearing, we also provide the caption service, which is a free caption service as well. And then people can see it. And then I think that's pretty much it. I mean the once you get into the Zoom, have the elderly to learn how to get to the Zoom, or you help them get into the Zoom. Once they are in there, it's pretty much it. And we take the control over it in terms of, we can spotlight the tour guide, and we can make sure that we give directions to the tour guide in terms of, speed up, slow down. Can you make sure that this is the question asked by the old elderly? Do you hear it? So all of our tours, we have our own staff facilitating that tour. Just make sure that we can work together with the caregiver, no matter if it's a facility or it's a family member, to deliver the best experience to people who really want.
Have somebody making sure that all logistics are working, the computers are working together, people are showing up. If they can't figure out their Zoom, you're making sure it all comes together.
We want to make sure that it comes together. And if people like stay at home, like some of our independent living customers, if you can help them to like project their computer screen or phone screen onto their large screen TV, that would be even better, because then they can have a really good experience. From the cost standpoint, right now we actually have, so just like like our business has always been serving the assisted living facilities and nursing homes for the past 2 years. So only most recently we started opening it up to the general public. So right now, so the Father's Day promotion was the very first one that we're having, but we are thinking actually of continue this promotion, almost like a promotion, almost like forever. So the cost of the tour depends on the location, but it's ranging from $129 per an hour session to $199 per an hour session. But for whoever is booking the tour, we also allow them to invite 2 other parties with 2 different email addresses to join in the tour at the same time for free of charge.
So you could have 3 locations calling in.
We can have 3 locations because we have people like, it was funny, just like the real tour, we found a lot of real travel, we found a lot of similarities because a lot of people, they're hesitant to go somewhere just because nobody's going there together with them. So a lot of people, they just want to grab a friend, or grab somebody they know they feel comfortable with. So let's go together. So because of that, we give out that option to everyone.
I love it. I think this is super. And I'm opening up a senior home, and this is something I am going to give them for birthday gifts. I think it is the coolest birthday idea.
I think they will love it.
To give to. I love it. Just figure out where anything they might want to see or do, or their favorite experience, and it'll jar their memory. Bring it back and have all sorts of warm feelings, and it's just fabulous. I'm also thinking of it for an ulterior. I have an ulterior motive. I have a granddaughter turned 4, and next year I want to take her to London, and my daughter's on the fence, and I'm thinking, oh, I could give this to her and show her London and tour her and just get her really.
We are working with event planners right now. We're also working with schools at this moment.
Oh, event planners is a good idea since you can't go and see things right now.
Yeah, so we have 2 types of event planners. One is just like the birthday party event planners or anniversary planners, and then we also have the corporate event planners. Just because a lot of the corporate summits or conferences are moving online, and we want them to have the full half day of whatever they need to talk about. Time, come on, take people to Paris for an hour, right? Let them to totally refresh before they get on to the afternoon session instead of just keep talking. So that's one thing that so goes along with the birthday party idea that you had. Most recently we actually had a father. We're supposed to be a tour to Milan, Italy, to just look at that big cathedral that they took 6 centuries to build. Ended up we deviated our tour to a big shopping mall right next to it because the daughters, they're so much into fashion. They just want to check out the fashion stores. So we ended up spending a lot of time staying there. They want to see what's the latest.
Old church, yeah. Let's go see that. Let's go see that.
So in that case, it was a special event for that family. They ended up we're happy we're able to make that happen because at the end of the day, the girls, they were the ones supposed to be receiving the gift. We're happy that they got what they wanted, right?
What else would be a cool idea? I'm just thinking because I do go to a lot of convention type places, and I'll be somewhere all day long inside, and there's fun things going on outside. I'll go to Las Vegas and not see one thing going on in Las Vegas because I'm all day long at an event, right? A business event. So it doesn't matter where you are. But wouldn't it be cool if they had a screen in a breakout room so you could see Cirque du Soleil going on or whatever was going on in the streets or something, and then you could talk. It'd be so much fun, fun. So then you could feel like you were actually where you went instead of just sitting in a hotel.
Yeah, no, I think the entertainment is important. especially for the long events, right? And we have like customers in the they're actually the financial investor firms, investment firms. And it used to be they have this launch and learn type of thing for their prospects. Now, like with the closing up, they cannot really do anything anymore. So all of a sudden, like they're basically locked up. They don't know what to do, to basically have those people coming to their events. So now we're giving them like every month, it's a new place. And then we also do a poll at the end of their event and saying, hey, if you want to go next time, I'll give you like 5 choices. Tell me where you want to go next. So that helps this investment firm to actually get the message out and then get more people coming to their events as well.
Well, Jay, I love your business, Discover.Live, and it's funny because COVID is probably helping your business because everybody is home and can't just physically travel, not just seniors but others. So it's probably a booming time for you.
Yeah. So,
and
yeah, no. So the COVID definitely helped, but also hurt us at the beginning as well because our tour guides, some of our tours, they also cannot go out. And then we, from our standpoint, we want to make sure that they're safe, right? And that's the most important thing that we want to make sure. So we developed the safe tours. It took us some time to do that. And now when the world is starting to open up again, even the tour guides are, so super excited. We're so super excited because a lot of the fun places, they usually are the more, where they have. So yeah, no, so it definitely helped, but from our standpoint, it's really, our goal, our mission is to making sure people are reconnected. That's at the end of the day, that's what the most important thing for us.
well, thank you so much for coming on, Jay. Discover.Live. Anybody can reach 646-694-8178. Get them all. They're still very reasonably priced because I know you're booking up fast and you're doing such a great service for seniors and all the world, that all of us now, because we can't go anywhere. So I love the service. I love the idea. I love that you are doing it from your heart for seniors, and it's a beautiful thing. So I hope you come on again. But I look forward to when my house is opening this week. Actually, this is the best birthday gift ever.
Thank you.
I would love to get this. This is the best birthday gift ever. So I'm going to be using for birthday gifts. And Jay, I want to say thank you. So Discover.Live, everybody. And we're going to say goodbye to Jay. Jay, thank you so much for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Success, your continued success.
Bye. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. When he was telling me about that, I was the coolest thing ever. I love to travel. And can you imagine, like right now, us non-seniors are having a tough time not going anywhere, just going out to regular concerts or Broadway shows that all closed down. Can you imagine being a senior who loves to travel and knowing you cannot do that anymore, ever, not just temporarily? That cannot be fun or easy. So thank you so much, Jay. And thank you everybody for joining us again on Let's Talk Seniors Memories Care Issues, bringing you such fun topics every week. And this was a fun one. So thank you so much.
Hi, Deirdre here again. Thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Seniors Memory Care Issues. Is this an issue hitting home? Do you have a parent or loved one with memory care issues who feels not safe at home anymore? Are isolation, falls, and safety issues becoming a big concern? Welcome to Dogwood Senior Home, premier boutique residential senior living specializing in memory care. It's country living at its best in the Huntington section of Shelton, Connecticut. We're truly a home with only 6 senior residents living as one family unit. Senior residential homes are concepts sweeping the nation with 47,000 across the U.S. We're pleased to open Dogwood Senior Home as it will be only number 6 for Connecticut. Brand new, sparkling clean, opening mid-June. And safe. We are COVID-free. Residential care homes boast a very low COVID infection rate across the nation. This is due to the intimacy of size and speed in which the caretakers can shift to accommodate immediate needs. They are much safer than the large homes and facilities, as you can imagine. It has been documented that residents have less falls and a better quality of life in a residential home environment. Our home is more affordable than the big box facility. You pay one all-inclusive price, and that price is guaranteed for the life of the resident. With an incredible 1-to-3 caregiver ratio, which you won't find anywhere else. Our friendly, loving caregivers are dedicated and trained in Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's issues. We're only taking 6 residents, so the home will fill up fast. Call me at 203-689-7562 for a talk and tour. I would love to meet you and your loved one. See you soon. Bye.